Getting emergency medical attention is as easy as dialing 911, and a new quick response vehicle is helping best attend to people in need. George is at REMSA to tell us more.
Hey guys, here I am today at REMSA, which is an ambulance and a care flight provider, but they do much more than just that. And today I get the honor of meeting a very special hero here at the facility, and I can't wait to introduce you to her. Well, hi, Monica.
Hi, George.
Thank you for having us today.
Yeah.
So, Monica, explain about this new tier system that your facility is now doing.
So we've been able to institute a new tiered system that will allow our basic and intermediate responders to respond in on low acuity calls. So if you have common cold symptoms, a sprained ankle, some of the lower need calls for transport by the paramedics and care and treatment by the paramedics, then we will send them in to be able to care for those people and assist them with what they need, whether they need transport or not, into the hospital.
That seems to me like it's kind of filling a void between A and B that's never really been there.
Well, the problem in the past is that we've had the paramedics go on every call. So we haven't had the opportunity until recently that we have nurses that answer the phone calls. So now, instead of the paramedics being spread out to do every single call, we have this tiered system to allow for the paramedics to be available for the higher acuity calls.
Well, that sounds fantastic to me. How was this helping during the pandemic?
Well, the pandemic has increased our awareness to the variety of needs our citizens need. For the first aid level type of cases, we've been able to either treat them via telehealth, where we can send out a ready responder to go and potentially pull up telehealth doctors to intervene, provide prescriptions, whatever is needed, so that the ambulance system isn't even in use. A lot of them don't necessarily want to go to the hospital. There's still the fear of going to the hospital and getting sick. We're trying to do our best with providing a lot of that middle ground so they can make better decisions and have more options.
That's got to be very relieving to people during this pandemic time, to know that they can have someone just come and talk to them and say, no, you're okay. You don't need to go to the hospital.
Right. And there's a lot of people that even fear calling 911 or calling the nurse hotline. And there's so many opportunities that we can give them by them calling into our dispatch center and to call the nurse hotline so that they can get assistance and advice, rather than always thinking that the ambulance and fire truck are going to come blazing into their neighborhood, lights and sirens, because it's not always appropriate. And that sort of deters them from calling a lot of times.
Monica's going to go show us their community health care vehicle.
So George, this is our community health vehicle, and they're out on the streets responding with a higher level paramedic alone to be able to assess your sore throat, your back pain, your ankle pain. Low sort of first aid type of calls, they may be able to just treat the patient themselves or refer them appropriately and then cancel all the other resources.
What a great, efficient way to do this. Well, can we go take a ride?
Yeah, let's go.
And you're driving?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monica and I loaded up and went on a few calls that unfortunately we could not show you. But we had a great conversation about the stresses of being a first responder and how REMSA is actively working to keep people safe and healthy at home.
And I think people have realized with COVID and with such strict regulations on visitation now in the hospitals, these people, if they go to the hospital, they may not see that family member again.
How frightening to be someone of age enough to where it's probably your last year, and to be in lockdown, you can't see anybody or see anything. You got to be going, I'm 90 years old, this is not exactly how I wanted to go out.
Well, exactly. It's
got to be so hard.
And that's why it's nice if we're able to provide the care they need at home or hook them in with telemedicine to be able to avoid them going to the ER.
Have you found with this COVID that because all the news was don't go to the hospital, don't go to the hospital, that all of a sudden people call to go to the hospital and it's too late?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
been
a lot of really, really sick people that have waited way too long. The people that'll wait like 24 hours to call for help after having chest pain, that's potentially dead heart muscle. And, I understand the fear of COVID and all of that, but, the hospitals have done an amazing job of isolating certain areas so that they're just for, potential COVID or respiratory illness patients.
Well, my hat's off to everybody in this profession. You are truly heroes to be able to dedicate your life to society. Thank you so much, Monica. It's a great program you have here for the citizens of Reno.
Well, thanks for coming with us, and do remember we are a nonprofit agency, and our providers do like to hear from the public. If you've had a good experience, you can go to remsahealth.com.
Thank you so much to our first responders, especially during this pandemic. A lot of hard work, a lot of commitment from everybody in your program and everybody else out there who's trying to do the best they can to help us all get through this. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.